Hello guys and welcome to the next video. Again, of course, the next batch of 8 mission challenges. This time Gone with the Wind, starting with the Audi R8 LMS. An overtake challenge on, I believe, what is it called? High speedway? Whatever. No, high speed ring. No, on the high speed ring is the 30-minute endurance race that you can see here. We'll look at it as the last race here though. Then the third challenge is the next Slipstream with a Veyron. Then we have the next acceleration drag race. Then a fuel economy again with the Veyron on the Nordschleife as the next one, and again an overtaking challenge with this Formula 1 car on a wet spa, pretty cool, and a one lap magic with the new, first time ever in the GT FXX K 14 on Monza against all other legendary Ferraris. And the last challenge is a drift challenge with the Viper Gr.3. So let us start with the Audi challenge here. I'm dead last on my spreadsheet here against my friends. Doesn't really surprise me too much, as I don't really like this car. It just handles horrendously, and it was my first gold run. I just went with it. Didn't want to improve. Why should I? Gold is enough. So yeah. And before I forget, guys, I'm adding timestamps since the last 2 videos. So this is the third video, I believe, where I added in timestamps. So yeah, check them out if you want to find a particular challenge you're looking for, how to gold it, and that makes it easy, right? So here, what is really important? Not that much. You just need to drive decently. You don't even need to be that particularly quick, to be honest. Like, look at my driving, it's shit. I mean, it's messy, you know. And I still won gold. Just need to be quite careful with throttle and especially steering input of this car, braking input as well. It just likes very much to slide and to spin out to snap, you know, snap oversteer. It's just horrendous. So driving it is rather difficult. The challenge itself is really not. I would rank it at a 6 out of 10. So here is the maybe last ever, not sure, top speed test, slipstream test. Very cool that it is with the Veyron, one of the fastest street legal cars ever, and one of the fastest, or the fastest street legal car from the game, I suppose. And doing here that on Le Mans without the chicanes, which is very cool, overtaking the McLaren F1. And look how well the F1 holds up against all the newer ones. And now here going full into slipstream mode here behind the Reventon, 403 km/h. 400 was the goal. So pretty good result. Very fun challenge, I think. Very well usable for acquiring the 42 kilometers you need daily for the next ticket. Now here in the acceleration test, the next one, and I'm again taking the Veyron, because you can here choose your own car. I used the Veyron in the very first acceleration test, I believe, on sports hard tires though there. Here you actually need racing tires. I think racing hard tires would also be enough, or at least the middle ones, I suppose. But I wanted to make sure I just went for the racing soft tires. It says RW because it's German. Rennen weich for soft. But yeah, the stock Veyron as it is here is enough to win this challenge, this 400 meters drag challenge against this monstrous Dodge Viper. Because of the all-wheel drive, you know, you can win the Veyron, I believe, at the license tests or some of the mission challenges, if you gold them all. So I believe it's already in the license tests. So the car is very well usable in a lot of the drag races, or in all of them except the last one, which you will see as well. But yeah, anyway, so here's the next challenge is on the Nordschleife, the next economy fuel economy challenge. Again, the Veyron, but here the game gives you the car again. You're not choosing the car. Well, try to replicate my throttle input, and you will be really safe because it's very easy. Oh, the last acceleration test, I mean, they are all 1 out of 10 if you have the right car, so to say, right? So, but anyway, let's look at this challenge here a little bit more. As you can see, most of the time I am in 3rd gear, and I am pretty sure that this is the right tactics. Maybe 4th gear would be better, I'm not sure. 3rd gear definitely works very well. If you just want gold, then yeah, 3rd gear is absolutely enough. Well, definitely the right thing to do. And as you can see, the car applies a little bit of throttle by itself. I do not push the throttle, and the car does that very often in many instances, and this is what gets you to over 10 kilometers easily. So yeah, just copy that and you'll easily get gold. I would rank the fuel economy challenge, that's probably the easiest one of them all, with an 2 out of 10. You just need to go into 3rd gear and not even accelerate, just at a few instances, and the car accelerates itself. It literally drives itself, you just need to steer. So it's very easy, 2 out of 10 I guess. This one though is a little bit harder. I was actually quicker here than Wilma Dickfit. I suppose it was not only his first gold run, but his first run of this challenge at all, or like ever, and he just smashed in the goal time anyway, and just did not improve after that. Well, I'm kind of still happy to be quicker than him. Now I know he didn't give his all here, so that's a meaningless win. Anyway, so here you're on wet tires in the wet, obviously on Spa, and I have to overtake 4 of the same cars. You don't need to overtake them as quickly and early as I did. I really went for it, so to say. You can do that at a somewhat later time frame, but yeah, I mean, you have to pass 3 cars. The later you overtake any of them, the harder it becomes to overtake the next one, and so on and so on. So yeah, the earlier you can do it, the better. Other than that, it's important to to not overdo it with the throttle, and it's not that difficult to do. I thought it would be nice to incorporate the cockpit view again as well, because it looks kind of pretty cool. Some of the wheel input here, turn input, might be interesting to see, but not that much, you know. I just thought it looked cool. The cockpit view being very low to the ground, the spray of the other cars, you know, some Formula One feeling. So difficulty wise, I would say, well, it's relatively difficult, I guess. Well, maybe an 8 out of 10. So yeah, it's fairly difficult, but as most of those license tests and mission challenges are very far from being impossible, or where you would have to drive perfectly, like in the diamond challenges in GT Sport, where I'm still pissed off that I only could diamond half of them, and those were objectively seen the 5 easiest ones. So the 5 most difficult ones I actually could simply not diamond. I mean, I would have probably made it if I invested even more time, but I had to invest so much time in the goal times already that, you know, I didn't see myself doing them in a healthy manner. You know, I would damage my body, I believe, doing that, because I use a racing wheel, and the times there were ridiculously quick by him, and some of the aliens, you know, like Mickey Hazal and stuff. Oh, there's just a video mistake, sorry for that, but I won't be able to change that. That was a recording bug, but you know, that doesn't or shouldn't break the video, I think. Well, yeah, anyway, they diamonded the Lewis Hamilton challenges in GT Sport often first try, which is absolutely insane to me, but you know, they are quite gifted players. So this challenge is very, very cool on Monza, the one lap magic with the awesome FXX K overtaking first, the fastest car as always in these challenges, which was the Enzo here, now going for the 50, which is unrealistic. I know what they went for, like F60, F50, F40, but the F40 is actually quicker than the F50. Anyway, overtaking here the F50 on the straightaway. Next will be then the F40, obviously, there it is, you can see it. Very fun challenge. Beautiful as well, you know, these beautiful cars. I have seen all of them actually, and the last one you see right now, which is the GTO. And the car we're driving, I have seen them all in real life in the museum of Maranello, and the other city in Italy that hosts a museum as well. They are quite near to each other, I forgot. So that was really, really cool. Well, yeah, just be very, very careful with the throttle with this car. Now let us look in the replay, which looks just super beautiful with these cars. You know, why not enjoy the sound of the engines as well? So yeah, again, you need to be extra careful with the throttle with the FXX K. Yes, it's very twitchy, you know, very touchy. Well, twitchy is right, yes. You need to be super careful, especially here for the first turn, which is not coincidentally the slowest turn, like 60 km/h or something. It's very, very easy to spin this car out, so be careful with your throttle and you should be good. You can of course use traction control, which with this car, I gotta admit, makes a lot of sense as well. I mean, it's rear-wheel drive, it's light, and it's extremely powerful, so yeah, using traction control makes sense. But I don't like the feeling of it. I like to feel the cars raw and natural, and as long as it doesn't rain, I don't like using traction control at all. Doesn't matter what car it is. And if you do it right, you can actually almost, I believe, always, or at least almost always, be quicker without traction control than with it, because while it does help you, it also slows you down quite significantly in a lot of cars. I would guess that in the case of this car, it would definitely be the case that it would slow you down a lot compared to not using it and well, just applying the throttle in the right way, which I did not really do at the start, but you know, was still quick enough. Now the last car on GTO, I would rank this difficulty-wise as a 7 out of 10, maybe 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, relatively difficult. Now for the last challenge before we go into the endurance race, the Viper Group 4 on Daytona, the drift challenge. I'm not quite sure, is it the last one? I remember this one to be actually really tough. Or it was the very last one in the next batch. In any case, this wasn't that easy, I think. I needed quite a few retries actually. And again, as always, I would advise you to use the controller. It's so much easier with the controller than with a wheel. And difficulty-wise, I would rank this challenge at well, maybe 8 out of 10, 7.5 out of 10. Yeah, around that difficulty level. As most of them, again, I know I'm repeating myself, very doable, far from impossible, but relatively challenging. Oh, here's the cockpit view for to better see the steering input. And now, because as always, because it looks pretty damn cool from the outside, they really have done a great job in this. It's really fun watching it with the excess of smoke and the good graphics. Pretty nice. Well, and now for the last challenge, you know, on the high-speed ring. Well, this is one of those challenges you're getting. You have to choose your car yourself. I am accelerating or fast-forwarding this race at 8 times the speed as all endurance races. I did choose the Corvette Gr.3. It's an average Group 3 car, really not bad, but definitely not one of the best. To me, it was good enough, you know. I suppose for most of you it will be good enough as well. I started on racing car tires. You can probably use also softer variants, but I don't know how much grip they would give here in the 4th lap where it gets really wet already, not sure. You can try it out. So racing cars was okay. You definitely should not go earlier or later into the pits, definitely 4th lap. Getting wet tires, that means you should buy those before the race starts. You do not have them, you know, by standard with the car. You need to buy them separately at the tuning shop. And definitely go on the wets, except if you have a 4-wheel drive Group 3 car. You could possibly try it on street tires without the wet tires, or maybe only on intermediates. But I guess even with 4-wheel drive, it should be really difficult here, especially for, you know, the lap, what is it, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? It's really wet, and if you have a rear-wheel drive car like I'm using here, you're not gonna win, you know, with street tires, no matter how good you drive. And I'm using traction control as well here because it's wet, yeah, and it's a rear-wheel drive car. So I think wet tires are a must in any case. By the way, in the first 4 laps, to gain as much time as you can, you should use the fuel economy level 1. And then after the pit stop, as I have done, well, you cannot see it here, using, well, anywhere between 3 and 5 or 3 and 4 mostly, so very economical driving. And now going into the pit in lap, what was it, 12? Yes, exactly. Getting again wet tires, and well, trying your best. Now I'm not quite sure about the level I used. I'm pretty sure I did not use level 1, not after the first pit stop. I might have used 2 or 3 quite often, but I'm not quite sure. Just try to use the economy level that will get you to the pit stop in the same lap as I used, because the game will tell you in real time when you choose the fuel economy how many laps you have left, so you can copy the tactics that I used. I can't quite remember, but I know that I definitely did not drive on 1 all of the time, not even on 2. So you need to switch sometimes, you know, you need to adjust your driving. And then going in at the lap 17 for, again, the dry tires, because by lap 17, at least in my case, the street became, well, mostly dry, not really, but mostly. There's the dry line, as you can see. And the left, not upper corner, but I always forget the word, so the left down corner, I would say, next to the tires, there is this wet meter that changes as well, right? And you can just look when I pitted what it showed, so you can apply it to your tactics as well. So this is a 30-minute race. The Citroën is really hunting me down behind me. It spun out, thankfully. I don't know if I would have won the race if it didn't spun. And you should calculate for the last pit stop that I did, which was Oh well, don't let me lie, was that the second or the third? Anyway, the last pit stop that you do, just try to take, I would say, for 1 lap more fuel, maybe 2, and you won't have to save the fuel as aggressively as I did. Here I am definitely at level 5 fuel economy mode the entire lap, or actually longer than that, and as you can see, not applying full throttle. So this is the same situation basically as in my Tsukuba 30 lap race, where I also drove the last lap on my last fuel reserves. You know, I just wanted to make sure that I don't run out of fuel before the finishing line. And I'm very slow here, so they have like gained, I don't know, I'm not remembering exactly, I guess like 5 seconds in this lap alone. It was rather close. The Viper is more or less right behind me, as you can see on the map in the upper right corner of the screen. And I will show you here better how close it actually was. So I only have a few seconds left. I hope it was helpful, guys. And well, yeah, as always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.